Good morning, everyone. This is Julie McDonald with Microcom Technologies, and I'd like to thank all of you for attending today's webinar with ReadyNet. Today's host is Bill Petter, Voice Product Director, and he is presenting today. If anyone has questions, feel free to submit them in the question. I'll read them off to Bill at the end of today's presentation. Bill, thank you so much for being with us today. Appreciate your help and your efforts and your presentation. I am finished for now. Go ahead and take it on over.
Thanks, Julie, and thanks for everyone for joining today's webinar with Microcom. Today we're going to talk about a product or an application that's dear to my heart and dear to many ISPs or managed service providers as well also. Then we're going to talk about device management, remote management, and how this can benefit your business or organization and help your customers have a better end user experience for the services and features that you offer. One of the things that we talk about when we talk about remote management is the ability to help shorten time to troubleshoot customer issues over the phone. The other goal that we want to accomplish out of this is, ultimately we want to have less truck rolls out to our customers. And by doing that, we can, or through our in control, we can actually help them provide those services for you and your customers. One of the things in remote management, especially on the gateway devices, if we can have a set of eyes of seeing what's going on within the home and kind of see the scenarios and gather information, we can make better decisions on corrective actions that we might need to for our customers. And we're going to talk about some of these things in this segment, and hopefully it'll open up some ideas and thoughts, and maybe also provide better ways or simpler ways that you can offer these services to your customers. One thing we look at is we can monetize, deliver, and manage. And when we talk about monetizing, we show, yes, you can increase your revenue. Now, how do we increase revenue on something as in device remote management? The less time I have to spend with that customer, whether it's on the phone or face-to-face with a technician on site at their home or at their business, is going to help leverage more money for my business, making it more cost-effective. We have seen with some of our customers that utilizing remote management, they're seeing 40% fewer truck rolls. That's a lot of money, and it's a soft cost, but now they're able to have their technicians focus more on installation, on new customers, instead of having to troubleshoot something that could be as simple as resetting a password or rebooting a router. By doing that, more goes to their bottom line in situations like this. 30% fewer calls from customers. That can also not only add revenue to your bottom line, but also if you're utilizing outside customer support services from third-party organizations, that will be a direct impact on your business as well also. Ultimately, by using device remote management, is you're going to be able to make your installations more efficient. I can pre-provision devices before they actually even go out the door or before the equipment's loaded onto the truck. So when the technician goes on site, they can just plug it in, and it's not only self-authenticating to the servers and that, but it's also getting the latest configuration for that end user to make the experience much more time. What I'm trying to say is maximizing the time of your installation team. So we're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about show you some demos, but we're also going to show you about integration. You'll see that we do integration with PowerCode. If there's other management tools that you guys use in the field and would like to get more information, just give us a call and let us know, and we can help you out with that. So let's go to the management page and let's see what this looks like. This is ReadyNet's engineering page. We've got devices out there. We can name them. We go in, put in the customer name, phone number, or billing identification number, however you want to identify your customers. We add the serial number in this field. We then add the MAC address in this field for the device, and then go ahead and hit add, and that becomes part of your list. I'm going to go to one of my units. This is the LTE 520. If you're not familiar with this router, this is a very simple a 300N router with fast E ports on it. It's got dual ATA ports on it, plus it's also got an LTE failover. And I like playing around with this one because this one's sitting right in my office in Salt Lake City. And I'm doing this management, just so you know. Julie and I were having conversations. I'm actually sitting in a restaurant. I had to head down to central Utah, but I'm doing this demo. So I have access to this portal anywhere I've got internet access. I've got this device. A little bit about the router, shows you a little bit information on what we've named the router, that it's checked in, the last time it checked in, at what time. Looks like it was 2 hours and 21 minutes ago. It's been up for 4 days, 13 hours, almost 5 days now, 4.5 days. But now I get some information of what's connected to it. In this case, I've got one of my other AC1200 routers connected to it. Gives me the IP address, shows me the MAC as well as the type of connection. And I've connected this in Ethernet. If I had it bridged to my LTE router, it would show me that this is a Wi-Fi and show me the signal strength of that Wi-Fi signal. So just a little bit of information on devices that are connected. If I had multiple devices connected underneath it, you would see a list of all the host names along with their corresponding IP addresses and MAC addresses, which could also give you additional information on the manufacturer of that product. So we'll go over to the router configuration tab. And this is kind of interesting. I'm going to just scroll up just a little so you can see the full screen on there. Here's my wireless settings, my SSID. Here's my passphrase for that SSID. I can change this at any given time. If a customer says, name it this, we can go in and change that name just by simply clicking on there, typing in the name and the passphrase, and you're good to go. Here's our remote access settings. You'll notice I've got a public IP address from the carrier. I've turned on remote management, and I've also got the management password here. We have it as unknown because right now this is a unique password for carriers. Try not to display that one as much as possible for protection, security reasons. I also have my LAN settings. I can go in and set up my LAN, my subnet. I can start my DHCP range, starting with a specific address and ending at a specific address. And then once I've done that, I'll just come over here and hit click on the save button, and then reboot the router for those features or settings to apply to the router. This is the fun part. This is what I really like the most. If I'm dealing with ATAs and I've got voice settings, voice services to the customer, I can go in and add the provisioning remotely. So if you might have a customer and might not be offering residential voice services today, you can add those later down to the road without having to send out additional equipment. You can just provision it right over the router. Again, you'd hit save, reboot, and those settings would go directly to the router and their services would light right up. I also have dual ATA ports on here, so I've got two. I can show port 1 and port 2 here. Router limits. This is a unique feature that we offer on our routers for customers that would like it. This is a parental control or content management service that is provided through a third party that allows you for another stream of revenue for you and your customers, and a service for your customers as well. So let's see if I need to. I've got some Wi-Fi issues going on right now. I don't see a lot going on here, but customers calling and complaining about some Wi-Fi settings. So I'm going to run a scan right now, and it's going to take a couple of moments to run that scan, but it's going to come back and tell me of all the access points that are in range of my router, and it's going to tell me what channels I'm seeing that are being broadcast out there, and it's going to come back and say, yeah, you know, there's some congestion on this channel. Right now it's telling me my current channel is on channel 1, and it's going to come back and tell me, hey, this is the best channel. And once I get that information, to push that out to the router, all I have to do is hit Save Best Channel, and it'll update the router and change that channel for us. Maybe I've got some congestion with some printers or other devices, or just maybe I'm in a multi-dwelling unit and I've got a lot of customers that are broadcasting on the same Wi-Fi radio and the same channel as well too. So we're going to wait just a moment and we'll see what comes back here. And it'll populate back in once we have that. But you can see where this would be beneficial, especially when you're doing installs into a neighborhood or a multi-dwelling unit, just to be able to run this stuff without having to send a technician over. I can coordinate this with one of my customer service individuals at the office. They see the routers come online. They can double check a couple of things and make sure everything's good to go before the technician leaves. And ultimately, providing your customers with a very good end user experience with your services. I'm going to see, it should be here done momentarily. I'm going to hit refresh and just see what comes back out of Kickers and see if I can push it to go a little faster. I always try to do this and end up being wrong. The other information while it does that is on the diagnostics page. We can run speed tests. We can run ping tests. I'll just run a quick ping test and see what's going on with the router as well also. You know, kind of find out a little bit. It actually tells us a couple of things. What's happening not only with our network as the ISP to our customers, but also gives us information about the network within the home, and we can see what's happening. And we're going to be adding some new features on the diagnostics page. I'm hoping we have those available for WislaPalooza here in Las Vegas here in just a few weeks. But one of the things that we want to see is bandwidth utilization information as well also. I'm going to jump back over to the Wi-Fi scan and see it's still working on it as well. But we can run we can see bandwidth utilization. So if there are devices within the home that are kind of the worst offenders for our network that might be causing some issues, latency issues or whatever, we can find out that information. The other thing is, what's nice about this router in particular is this is a LTE router as well. And you can see right now this router is registered with T-Mobile, and we can get some information. We can see what bands we're operating on. We can get cell ID information, the physical cell ID. And for those that are familiar with some of the tools that are out there, I can actually physically see through my browser which cell tower this is actually connected to. And I can also band lock as well. Right now we're on band 5, but maybe band 5 isn't that great. Maybe I want to choose another band. That feature will be coming out here very soon. It'll allow you to select a specific band. It gives us some good signal strength information, how we're connected to the the cell tower, minus 51 dB, which is awesome. Very good, strong signal. And a little bit about the hardware that we're using inside the on the LTE module as well itself. Our information tab, that's just very general information. It gives us the firmware that we're operating on, make sure we're current on that. We've had requests for the ability to do automatic firmware updates. Love to hear your take on that if that's something of interest. I know our engineering group is hearing all kinds of fun stuff. Let me refresh this screen here and see if that's got data yet. I'm working over LTE myself on my cell phone, so I might be running into some issues here that is causing these things to slow down and that. But yeah, this is you know, kind of what the managed router. Now, each of our routers are, of course, different. So if we didn't have ATA ports, you wouldn't see the voice. Of course, if we didn't have the LTE ports, you wouldn't see the LTE option. But yeah, some good information there. Like I say, you have all of it. You'll notice on the check-ins here, I'll talk about that. You'll see that all of our, in our test environment, that most of our, we've just got a handful of routers that are up and running right now. And they show that, yeah, they've checked in recently. We might have a router that might say past due. That's not a critical element, but that might be just a time where the router has not checked in. Oh, sorry about that. And that might be just due to a connectivity issue, or someone's unplugged the router or something like that, or the router's just not active at the time. So we show a past due. It's nothing critical, but it's just giving us information. Hey, the router hasn't checked in here recently, but we'll see if it comes back up and checks back in. And then, of course, you can view your router. So with that, I'm going to turn the time back over to Julie and see if we've got any questions that anyone might have, and we'll go over those. Julie?
Hi, Bill. Thank you very much for that. We enjoyed your presentation. And yeah, I do have some questions here. Let's go ahead and get started with the first one. Let's see here what it says. Is there a fee per device? Let's see here. Excuse me one quick second. Is there a fee per device on the in-control?
Yeah, great question. Yeah, we do this a couple of ways for you. So our in-control works off of an ACS server. And if a customer would like to use the ReadyNet ACS server, you're more than welcome to. And there is a fee that's involved with it. The portal fee, which I'm going to show you right here, this is your domain management portal. This costs $49 a month. And this is open to as many people that you would like within your organization to have access to this portal. So if you've got 5 people or you got 500 people, it's still the same one price, and we just add, as the administrator, you would invite new users to join the portal. There is a device cost also. The device cost is 50 cents a month. And so for each device that you have registered within the portal, you're going to look at a cost of 50 cents. Now, if you have your own ACS portal, we do have the ability, and we give you the API code so you guys can build this out on your own ACS. If you want to use Genie or Friendly Tech or any others that are, many others that are out there, we'll actually help you build that out and give you the API that you need to integrate that in. So all the information is right here from this portal that you can gather to build that. And I'll be honest with you, our whole goal on this management portal is to be able to give you the tools that you need to be competitive and provide a very good service for your customers. We have many customers that will do this over their own portal and just utilize our routers and we'll give you all that management API information that you need to build your own. And I would say, don't let this scare you, but the break-even costs on it, or anywhere. I tell people if you're 5,000, 10,000 subs in between there, you might want to do your own ACS portal, or you have the option to use ours. I hope that helps answer the question there.
Yes, it does. Thank you very much, Bill. Next question here for you. Is it free for 20 routers? Like, does it include IP phones and APs?
Yeah, so good question. For those that want just to kind of play around with it and think that they're interested in looking something like that, contact your account manager there at Microcom, and we'll set you up a portal that'll allow you to play around with a few devices on it and get your hands a little bit familiar with it. We want to work with you to make this a value add thing, and we do know that pricing is very sensitive, and so we'll work out a plan that will be beneficial for you and your organization. But yeah, contact your Microcom rep to get a demo portal, and we can get that set up, and we can do training for you and show you how to set it up, get you some product in hand and show you how to actually add this right into the system and light it up there in your office so you can play around with it.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Bill. Next question here for you. Do you have a compatibility list, or has anyone ever reported that it's not working to a specific list or lists of devices?
So right now, I think I understand where you're coming from. So right now, the ACS and management portal is specific to ReadyNet products. There has been some discussion, and we've worked with some customers for other products outside of ReadyNet that they would like to manage. And there is that ability to do that. That's something we'd have to have it do a conference call with engineering on to see what that would take to do that. But yeah, right now this is designed specifically for ReadyNet products at this time. Oh, and I was going to mention one other thing. So we use the standard on our portal. We actually use it's not an open source or it's a telco standard. It's called TR-69 that we use, and a lot of the major voice carriers, data carriers as well, utilizes TR-69 as the interface, and so that's what we're doing here as well also.
Thank you very much, Bill. Next question. Does it work with mobile routers, LTE 4G?
LTE 4G. So if we look at this LTE router here, the LTE 520, this is a 3G, 4G router, LTE router. And so, yes, in that case, for management, yeah, it does work over 4G LTE. With 5G coming out in the future, as we get closer, we'll have announcements for those products as well.
Excellent. Thank you. Next question. Are you able to automate these reports and information for monthly reports on the network?
I need a little bit more information on that. There has been requests for reports. I can share this with you. Engineering is working on a way that you can extrapolate information, historical information, that you can run reports and see what's happening on your customers' devices. But it's going to be mostly check-in information, kind of basic information. And if there's additional information, I'd love to do a one-off on a little bit more specifically on what you're looking for on that. But yeah, there has been discussion to be able to run reports that would then email this on a weekly or monthly basis, so you've got that by customer. But currently, right now, we do not have that available.
Understood. Thank you so much. Next question here. Will this have a built-in CRM where the user can escalate the issue from the RN control page?
Very good question. That's a really good question. I've actually currently today we do not. The short answer is unfortunately we do not. But I would love to get some feedback. One of the things that we've been talking to engineering about is to have a mobile application that would allow the ISP to kind of brand a mobile app that the end user could actually do to manage their own device. One of the things that I always hear that makes it very challenging is that, I was streaming Netflix last night and it was constantly buffering. Well, by the time you call that in let's say you call that in the next morning, it's like, there's no problem tonight. But it's like, well, it was really going on last night, trust me. So what we're thinking of is providing a mobile application that you can actually, the end user could actually see the health of their network and see what's going on, and also have a little, what I would call the magic button on there. Magic button would actually capture the current status of the network there within the home and send that in as a trouble ticket or as an item ticket into the ISP, that then they can extrapolate that information to bring additional value-added services. So that's something that's a work in progress right now, and hopefully that can kind of give you a taste. If anyone is planning on attending WislaPalooza here in just a couple of weeks in Las Vegas, definitely stop by and we can talk about that in more detail, or contact your Microcom rep, and I'd love to have a one-on-one discussion with you on what you would like to see in something like that.
Excellent for that. Thank you so much, Bill. Next question here. You mentioned a new band is coming soon. Can you tell us when that might be?
A new band? Can you repeat that one more time, Julie? Julie?
I believe we meant the 5G band is coming. You mentioned it's coming soon, and that's what
5G. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
That's the industry is looking at. There's actually Verizon has already launched 5G in some markets. It's interesting to see that we're going to see a lot of competition in this space. Looks like a lot of these carriers are going to go after residential home internet services. So it's going to be interesting. But 5G, I just came from a conference in Los Angeles last week, and there's a lot of talk about 5G and the various carriers, Verizon, T-Mobile, Sprint, AT&T have all got plans for it, and they're going to strategically start launching these, and some of them already have in some of the larger cities. So keep your eyes open for that. And as that becomes more available, we will address that as well on our LTE product to make sure that we can do 5G as well also. So we're working very closely with our hardware vendors on that.
Thank you very much, Bill. A couple more questions here for you. You mentioned your travel needs, and we're curious as to how far the reach spreads to date. What states do you see ReadyNet in?
I think, are you asking how many states that ReadyNet has presence in?
Yes.
Okay, so ReadyNet is an international company as well. We sell into Canada. We sell all over within the United States here. We probably deal with over 1,000 different internet service providers as well, managed service providers. And we're now actually going into what we call the CALA market, which is Central America, Latin America. And we've done some projects with some tier 1 voice carriers and data providers in Mexico as well too. So we have a pretty good, strong, broad reach throughout North America and we've been a company that's been around since the mid 80s, 1980s. So, but yeah, very good product, very good organization, very good product offering that they offer to service providers.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Regarding WislaPalooza, is ReadyNet putting on any courses or trainings with your team while there?
You know, this year we didn't. We weren't invited to do any training events. In years past, we've had, but we will be doing a lot of training and demo, or what I would call demos, at our booth. And so you'll be able to see the product in action there within our booth, and we'll be highlighting a number of new products that we've launched. And I believe we're also going to be showing some new products that haven't even been announced yet as well there too. So definitely stop by. We will have an LTE 520 there that's very active, that will be up and running. And I'll tell you, if there's one product that gets me more excited than anything, it's the LTE 520. I think the dealer cost from Microcom is less than $150, and this is a really nice router for customers that, you know, whether they have a small kiosk, small office, but they want, you know, failover redundancy to make sure that they've got good internet at any given time. You know, they may have some mission critical things where it might be just as simple as a point of sale device that, you know, if they lose internet, they're down. This is a good alternative solution that you can provide for your customers. So we'll be showing that off as well.
Excellent. You may have just answered my next question, because I was just going to ask, are there any new features and products coming soon that you could share with us? And I see that you're really excited about that one product you just mentioned.
Yes. Yeah. So we will be showing a fiber product and an AC router that has a fiber interface on it, and then we also have a new AC router. It's called two new AC routers. One's the 1300 and one is a 2400 AC router as well, that we'll be showing as well. And these are all managed products.
Fantastic. Last question for you here, Bill. Regarding, say, customer service or tech support, can you give us your support hours of operation?
Yeah, we're 24/7. You can contact us. I'll just kind of pull this up on our, I believe it's on our contact us page here. There's our main phone number and sales department number, as well as customer service phone number. And our customer service, we operate 24/7. And so if you have any questions, you can give us a call at these numbers at any time.
Fantastic. Thank you, Bill, so much for answering all of those questions. And thank you to everyone for attending today. If anyone has any other questions, please feel free to contact your sales rep or email us at microcomtech.com. And if you wish to view ReadyNet products mentioned, or perhaps will be in the future here, please visit us at www.microcom.us. Please remember, this webinar presentation has been recorded, and it will be uploaded to our Microcom YouTube channel so it can be viewed again. Thank you, Bill, for your time and your presentation today. We appreciated it very much.
You bet. Thank you, everyone, for attending, and have a great day. See you in Vegas.
Thank you. Thank you.